Alright, it's probably getting old for some people. But these videos they put out, these press conferences NASA does, should be looked at more as mind control, patterning, embedded commands, basically rebranding what NASA is. They don't really give you pictures and images and exclusive data, extensive data. I mean, they kind of just present you things that you're supposed to fixate your imagination on. There's a lot of embedded commands. There's a reason they start the conference with this one guy showing the model. Oops, sorry. And he shows the model, and what that does makes an actuality to the audience, whether they be watching online or actually at this press conference, that this is a real thing. But I just find it funny. They explain where all the instruments are. The instruments are in here. And it's just laughable that they don't have any physical proof of these actual electronics being a real thing. Why can't they show us the inside of this small area where all the instruments are? They show this like dinky model that looks like a little bit like construction type paper, like cut with an X-Acto knife. Like, it's nice, but like for all the money that they get, they literally only give us animations and models. They can't even show you a fucking picture. One guy actually says that this is the size of 2 basketball courts, this panel or something. So why can't they show you a picture? I don't understand. But what I want to get to quickly here is the embedded command that he starts. It's like the I don't want to say catalyst. It's kind of like the beginning coding of the event. I wish I had a better word to describe it. But he's primming. It's kind of like he's setting everybody up. But he says something that we're all supposed to associate with the 4th of July. I'll just play it.
Slow the spacecraft down so that we get into orbit. So what have we been doing for the last few days to get ready for July 4th? 10 days ago,
So that line is it. So what have we been all doing to get ready for July 4th? I mean, if you're an American and you're watching this video, like who, or at that conference, who isn't getting prepared for July 4th? So by saying this all-encompassing thing, we're immediately drawn into what he's about to say.
open that main engine cover so that the engine would be ready
He does a lot of these eye shifts whenever he says ready
to fire when
to
we
fire
get to July 4th. And a
to July 4th.
couple of days ago, we pressurized the whole system
He does the eye raise.
so that the engine is ready to go. All the
Ready. He notice how he's doing this eye shift and saying ready system, ready system. These are the accentuating things that he wants to say. Like, these are the commands. I'll link a video.
propulsion and all of the pipes and valves are all ready to fire.
Ready.
Today
Fire.
we're sending the last commands up to the spacecraft.
Commands. He says commands.
And once those commands are sent,
Commands again.
it'll be hands off from the team here on the ground. We'll continue
Hands off on the ground.
to monitor the spacecraft and make sure that everything is executing as we expect it
Executing again. It's the second time he said that.
to execute.
Execute again.
But the spacecraft is on its own and it's designed to take care of itself along with all of the
Designed to take care of itself.
command sequences that we've sent it.
Command sequences that we've sent it. It couldn't be any more obvious what that whole speech was. Like I said, you could break down what these guys, each one of these guys say. They have probably like an 8-minute segment. You could make an hour video on what each one of these guys is doing. They might be scientists. They might know a little bit about science. I guess whatever science is nowadays, I don't even know. But their main skill is being able to issue those commands like what you just heard. So that he's like he has like this nervous face like he just did something guilty. He's explaining like an achievement of mankind. Why are they so guilty? And someone might say, "Oh, they're just nervous because they're nerdy people. They're not used to press conferences." It's not nervous though. They feel guilty. Nobody should feel guilty explaining something.
Today, we're sending the last commands up to the spacecraft, and once those commands are sent, it'll be hands off from the team here on the ground. We'll continue to monitor the spacecraft and make sure that everything is executing as we expect it to execute. But the spacecraft is on its own, and it's designed to take care of itself along with all of the command sequences that we've sent it.
So if you listen to what he said command 3 times. I think he said execute twice. Those are the embedded commands that they want you to hear, and because they encompass everybody by saying now we're all getting ready for 4th of July, like there's no mistake. Every last detail what he said was he was supposed to say it exactly how he said it. He is initiating the mind control by saying words like system ready, execute. These are going to be the commands. They're going to be executed July 4th. And what I think, I'm going to conclude the video with this same concept. What I think is going on is, for people who watch this video and are taken in by it, and for the people that are at the conference, this little command sequence that they're initiating right now is going to sink in and be executed July 4th, which people will be talking about this stuff, spreading this bullshit word of mouth. July 4th, and word of mouth advertisement is the best advertisement. If everybody sat down and saw this news conference and scrutinized it like I do, they would understand. Because they show you no imagery of the whatever this thing is, the probe. They show you virtually no image from the probe. I guess it's just taking data. But they show you some sort of imagery from a special camera. I do another breakdown of it, and it's just ridiculous that they even have these conferences. But I guess people believe it. So he said that.
So to show you a little bit more about what's going to happen on July 4th.
What's going to happen on July 4th. And what is going to happen on July 4th is people who suck this information up for truth are going to re-spew it out, like I just said. But people who are watching this and think it's about NASA are just thinking, oh, July 4th, this is so interesting.
I have the first animation, or my only animation.
My only animation. I'm going to talk about this real quick, because it's already like 8 minutes talking on this one guy. I just wanted to talk about him for 1 second. I'm already going crazy, but here they show you this like really close image, this animation. He's only got one animation, and it's like really close to Jupiter's orbit or whatever you want to call it. I just don't believe it, and especially after they explain how turbulent Jupiter is. If it's that turbulent, why are they showing us these Hollywood-esque images that look fucking cheesy as hell and are wicked close to Jupiter? Like, unreal. Let me just go further here, because he shows his little fucking animation, and this smooth is next, and he's kind of like he gets you to feel the incident more than anything. You could break him down. You could do like a 2-hour video on this guy. He's such a clown. What did I want to go back to? Oh, I go back a little further here. Just like that image alone.
I'm just so excited to be here. I can't express that enough. I mean,
I'm so excited to be here. I just can't stress that enough. Again, embedded command. They just want you to be excited over absolutely nothing.
Just a few days, we're about to arrive at Jupiter, and it's hard to believe. I'm so proud to be part of this team. that has accomplished all of this.
Embedded commands. He's looking down at a card. He makes it seem as though this is like a, nonchalant testimony about him not believing everything or whatever, but he's looking down at a card. It's pretty obvious. He has to get this exactly how it was planned. It's not really his little touching right from the heart testimony of what he thinks about Mars and all this shit. It's on a cue card, and they want to make sure he accentuates a few key terms, and you'll see that in a second. I don't know. I really have to see that again. It's such fucking bullshit.
Express that enough. I mean, in just a few days, we're about to arrive at Jupiter. And it's hard to believe. I'm so proud to be part of this team that has accomplished all of this. What JUNO
Look an
is
IQ
really
card.
about is learning about the recipe for how solar systems are made. Scientists don't really understand how the planets are made.
Okay, so again, this is my thoughts, my opinion. This keyword or recipe, I think, was supposed to be included in the speech. I'll touch up on it again with this other guy who brings up what I think is another connection to this word, recipe. They're trying to break science as they present it to everybody as this simple thing, and planets were just made out of this, and it's just a recipe. He sexualizes this word like more than once. He says this word recipe like more than once here.
To arrive at Jupiter. And it's hard to believe. I'm so proud to be part of this team that has accomplished all of this. What JUNO is really about is learning about the recipe for how solar systems are made. Scientists don't really understand how the planets are made. We know after the sun formed, something happened and we were able to form Jupiter. It took up more than half of the material that was left over. And it's a little bit different than the sun, and we don't completely understand that, and that's really the first step in that recipe is how to make solar system. Something happens that allows the star to be born, and then afterwards the planets. And
this is like how simple they're making creation. Like, then these are born, and then after that, this.
First step eventually leads to us. And
us. And I think he's referring to NASA. Listen to what he says here.
Sun, and we don't completely understand that, and that's really the first step in that recipe is how do you make solar systems? Something happens that allows the star to be born, and then afterwards the planets. And that first step eventually leads to us.
Us.
And JUNO's...
Us scammers at NASA. JUNO's project is going to tell us, everyone. From us, just us though. We know the knowledge. And we're going to tell you the knowledge of how everything was created. Through JUNO's one little radiation experiment.
Poised to be